is another breakup video for you because apparently I really like making them. And maybe it's because it's what I really seek out when I'm going through tough times. But hey, that's what we're doing right now. So that's where we're headed. Now, this video is about your ex. Is your ex for a reason? Like, there's a reason you broke up. Whether you can see it at the moment or not, there's still a reason you guys broke up. And I know you're hurting right now, so you might not be able to see it, but if you step back or if you give it a little bit of time, you'll recognize that there's a reason. And whether you eventually get back together or not, you will recognize that in that moment, in the moment that is right now, because you are currently broken up, it has a warranted reason that it happened. Now, aside from that, aside from the fact that they're your ex for a reason, I want you to ask yourself, why is it that you keep wanting to go back? Now, what is it that you really are missing? Because truth be told, when you get out your little handy dandy journal that I always say to keep next to you, and you start doing some of my breakup exercises that are in other videos, you're gonna start to realize, honestly, honey, there's a lot of reasons that you broke up, and there are a lot of wonderful human beings out there, and the combination of you two probably wasn't perfect because perfection doesn't exist. So there are some reasons why you're not compatible. And when you start listing those things out and you're being honest with yourself, you're gonna understand my previous statement of, they're your ex for a reason. And it's okay right now. And why is it okay? So it's okay that they're your ex right now because if for some reason you ever did get back together, hopefully the reason would be that some of these bad things that you've listed out are actually fixed, which means that the relationship between the two of you would be improved and the compatibility would be improved. See? So breakups suck. They do. I know. And it hurts, and I'll get into why in a minute, but it just hurts now. It really, really does. And it's ego and it's rejection and it's wanting to seek control. And that's another video. But in this moment, it just sucks. But keep this in mind. They're your ex for a reason. And let's dig back in. So after a breakup, or even before the breakup, or even during a relationship, depending on the toxicity levels of said relationship, it really becomes like an addiction. Relationships are an addiction. You get so used to this person and it becomes like a scientific thing that I'm not a scientist. You guys can dig into this more, but all of the hormones and all of the brain waves and all of the things that are happening in your body physiologically, it's an addiction. It's an addiction. And you're addicted to that comfort level with that other individual. And you start to not even see a lot of the things or become immune to a lot of the things or become blind to a lot of the things that this other person is, does, or represents because you're so close to them and you feel so connected to them. And that fear of loss is almost so high that you don't want to risk disrupting whatever the two of you have. So when all of that blends together, it's not very healthy. It's just not. It's starting to reach those yucky levels of yuckness in any relationship. And it's not healthy, it's not good, it's toxic, it's rollercoastery, it's icky. So once the relationship ends and you're broken up with, and you're broken up and there's a breakup and there's all the things, everything's just broken, you feel lost. and you're clinging to what you used to have, and you're still blind to that which was even negative because your brain is just doesn't even know what to process. It's a lot. I mean, we're talking like if what I just said in the last like minute doesn't make sense, it's because it's almost not supposed to. That's what your brain is dealing with. It's dealing with it's dealing with science, it's dealing with emotion, it's dealing with this side of it that's starting to realize like, hey, this isn't right, but I'm fighting all these other feelings. So it's fighting logic, emotion, probably outside opinions from friends and family. Like there's just too much happening. So once this breakup happens, you're still fighting this addiction to this other person, plus trying to cope with the fact that it's over. So that brings us back to my original mantra of they're your ex for a reason right now. They're your ex for a reason right now. And that's actually meant to be a statement of solace, especially in this moment, because if you can accept or at least move toward the idea or the stage of acceptance, you can start to process reality. And that's where that addiction to the relationship makes it very, very difficult to process reality. And we really want to dip into the logical side as much as possible, which would mean getting out the emotions in your brain and your heart onto paper. So you can start to see, okay, in my mind, everything was perfect. But when I actually think about this stuff, this person was kind of a butthead. And I need to write this down so I can see it on paper and reads it and recognizes it all the time going forward until I start to behave like a normal thinking human being, because this is a lot to process. Okay, so in this moment, they're your ex for a reason. And I know, again, a lot of this primal fight or flight situation is gonna dredge up a lot of hormones, a lot of chemicals, a lot of body things. There's a lot happening. But I need you to think of another phrase here. So they're your ex for a reason. That's one phrase. This is another one. This is very, very, very important. Okay. In this moment, they're your ex and they're your ex for a reason. But you wanting to go back is trying to go back to a comfort zone that was never even comfortable. Stepping back from that one. Listen to me again. You're not in a relationship with this person anymore. I know you were. I know you guys had some good times. But they left. They're gone. Cheers to that. I know that seems harsh. Take another sip. Let it sink in. That person that you thought would be around forever, they're gone right now. They're not there. So you trying to go back to them is like going back to a comfort zone, because that's what they were to you. That was never even that comfortable. Now, why is that? Because if they're your ex for a reason, there were specific things in that relationship that didn't resonate with you, and that weren't particularly great, and that weren't particularly comfortable. In fact, in any relationship, be it platonic, professional, familial, whatever, there are parts that aren't comfortable. There are parts that suck. There are parts, because we're human, and being a human means being imperfect. That's what we are. There were parts that aren't right. So your brain is tricking you at this point to say, oh my gosh, I can't live without this other person. It's part of the addiction. That's why you're going to be like wondering what they're doing all the time. You're going to be ruminating on what are they doing? Who are they talking to? Why aren't they talking to me? My life would be so much better if they could talk to me. Like, why are they ignoring me? I just want to get a text from them. I want them to call me. If I could just go over to their house, everything will be fine. I just need that connection. I need that comfort. I need them back. honey. But you don't though, because that false sense of security or false sense of comfort that you're seeking right now doesn't exist. And it's what I just said, it's false. You're trying to seek and cling to a false sense of comfort that wasn't even that comfortable to begin with. I know it's really, really hard and it's really frustrating, and I'm bringing up a lot of really heavy points right now, but it's because I want you to understand that your brain at this point after a breakup is playing every possible trick on you in the book. Everything. Every single trick that it could pull on you, it's gotcha. Your whole body's playing tricks on you at this point. So I'm gonna be your friend and tell you all of these things that are happening so you don't think you're crazy, because you're not crazy. You're just feeling all of the feels right now. But the reality is, once you recognize, hey, this person is my ex for a reason. Things didn't work out at this time for a reason, at this specific time, whether we get back together in the future or not, whatever. I got a piece of hair right here. Just right now, for right now, it's not the right person for me. It's not the right time. That's something that sucks, but I'm going to have to accept it. We're going to keep that little compartmentalized thought right here. The other thought is, every time I want to talk to him, it's only because my brain's playing tricks on me. And I want to seek this false sense of comfort that wasn't ever even that freaking great. He's not even that great. He has bad breath sometimes, like his body, he's kind of like dad bod, and not a big deal, not like that bad, but like I'm over romanticizing him. Like his job, he's okay. Like my parents only liked him a little bit. We fought a lot. Like he watches too much football. Like, I don't know. But we're overly romanticizing him and overly seeking him and overly seeking that comfort because it's a trick. It's a trick. Your brain is upset and it's trying to seek comfort from something it used to seek comfort from, but it was never even that comfortable with. Okay? So X for a reason, trying to seek comfort zone. Once we realize those two things, we can at least keep tabs on our emotions and begin to logically think through what is happening to us physiologically during this process of a breakup. And we can just start to move on in our own particular way. I honestly believe like you have to fully move on from a breakup, even if you're ever going to get back together, because again, there are reasons that you guys broke up in the beginning. And if you were ever to get back together, you don't want to get back together on the same level, because the bad stuff will happen again and you'll break up again and go through the whole same thing all over again. Instead, if you're ever going to get back together, not saying that that's the healthiest thing either, but if that ever is going to happen, you have to be able to dig in and solve those issues that cause the breakup, that are the reasons that you are exes. You know what I mean? I think you know exactly what I mean. I know this has been a lot. This has been a lot of video, but it's so important for you to understand what's happening to you post-breakup, because I know for me, after any breakup, I'm like, okay, you crazy girl, like what's going on here? Like there's a lot going on, like you need to chill out. And that's exactly true. Like it makes me sick to even think about how crazy I act after breakups. No, I'm just kidding. I was in New Orleans this past weekend from Friday until Monday. And you guys, my body is built off beignets at this point. Like they're so good. They're just so delicious. And a cafe au lait with a beignet. Yeah, I did that a lot of nights, I'm not gonna lie. Good old 1 a.m. beignet, I'll take it. I'll take it any day. The other thing, the gumbo, not a big fan. Crawfish etouffee, pretty good. Live music down there, excellent. People, oh my goodness, the people in New Orleans were amazing. Like so good, I love them all. Went to a cat-themed wedding as well. That was weird. I'll talk about that more on another video. It was amazing. Best wedding I've ever been to in my life. I just love to travel. It makes me really happy. So that's the other thing. Like, we talked about them being your ex for a reason. We talked about you seeking a comfort zone. So combine all those things and figure out what is a comfort zone for you. Like, who are you? Find yourself after this breakup, because yourself isn't this person who's like really sad about this other person. Yourself is an amazing person, a strong person, and you just have to figure out what your new normal is going to be. Do you find comfort in traveling? Do you find comfort in doing your makeup? Do you find comfort in going to the gym? I always recommend going to the gym. Like, go for it. I think I just dribbled some water, but it is what it is. Girl, like, breakups suck. Find yourself again. Write it all out on paper, one step at a time, and take the time to emotionally process what happened so you can start to move forward instead of just covering it up, because at some point you have to process it, and you might as well process it now instead of having to process it in a bunch of months after being like super sad and like going on random dates or drinking too much or doing like destructive habits instead. Okay, I know it sucks. Do the hard work now. And if you become a better person out of this, that's going to give you the best chance of getting back with this person if that's really your goal. Or you can probably do the better thing and realize, hey, we broke up for a reason. Let me work on myself in these areas that caused our relationship to fail. Hopefully he does the same, and maybe we can find people who are better for us in the end. But regardless, we'll come out stronger in the end as individuals. So beautiful, isn't it? So smart. So smart. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope that everything works out great for you. Please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like, please. Also hit that bell notifications button right next to the subscribe button. And that's going to make sure that you don't miss any future videos from me. They'll notify you right away when I post a new video. And also, one more favor, please hit the like button, this one, please. It really does help me. And if you know anybody who would like to see this video or needs to see this video, go ahead and share it. They'd probably really appreciate it. If you have any questions that you would like for me to answer in the form of video, go ahead and drop those in the comments and I will consider it. Or you can always email me. That link is also in the description of this video and in my bio. So again, I love you guys. My name is Megan Summer, and I will talk to you so soon.